Dropping a line through an icy hole. I know you're down there. I know you're down there.
790 AM, 104.7 FM, KFGO.com. The KFGO mobile app. Follow 790 KFGO on Twitter. Like the KFGO Morning Crew on Facebook.
And some important fishing regulations to be aware of on the Minnesota side. We're now joined by Minnesota DNR Conservation Officer Bill Landmark on the Morning Crew. Good morning to you, Bill.
Hey, morning, Doug. Morning, Bonnie. How are you guys?
Good to have you on board. We're doing fine. What are you hearing and seeing in your area for ice fishing conditions? What do you have for snow? Are things getting slushy on top? Bring us up to date, Bill.
Right now we're actually holding pretty good. The last rain that we had kind of made a 1.5-inch, 2-inch layer of crusty snow on top of the ice. It's kind of starting to melt, but slowly. We don't have any sloppy conditions as of right now. However, just watching KVRR this morning and looking at the forecast for the week, it's looking like that could change pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Especially by Saturday when we hit 52.
Yeah. How's the fishing been?
Fishing dropped off a little bit during that cold snap, but now here, starting kind of late last week, I noticed it starting to pick up again with the bluegill bite specifically on my area lakes here. So should be going pretty good here when we get this nice little warm up, and maybe they start thinking about moving to the shallows a little bit too.
Speaking of moving, what about ice shelter regulations in Minnesota? Is it time to start moving the ice shelters? Where at, and what do we need to know, Bill?
It is. All shelters, permanent shelters, or even hub-type houses or whatever that have been left out on the lakes, they have to be removed by midnight today. And that is south or the Southern District area, which I guess would be kind of a south of a line off Highway 10 here. And then anything north of that, you have another 14 days to the 15th of March.
Do you get complaints from people that there's shelters that are still out there a couple days afterwards? Do you go out and GPS some of them? How's the procedure work, Bill?
Yeah, that's basically it. My typical procedure is if there is a house that I see left out or that somebody reports, to go and look at the shelter number or the license number on there to figure out who it is, and then try to get a hold of them. A lot of times, because the date is not set in stone, it's not like it's every year, it's March 1st. It varies a little bit depending on the year with how statute is written. So a lot of people may think, well, I had, thought I had till the 5th to get it off. And it's, change this year, you got to look at the regulations book. So I just try to contact them and make sure they can get it off in a timely manner.
I imagine you hear a lot of stories. Minnesota DNR Conservation Officer Bill Landmark joining us here on the KFGO Morning Crew. You ready for a question? Larry wants to ask you a question. Is that okay, Bill?
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Larry.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I just purchased a fish house. It's like an ice castle, and it does not have numbers on it. But there is a license on the front ball hitch area. Is where do you get the numbers that you're supposed to put on your fish house? I mean, is that from that little tag or what?
The numbers that you put on your fish house are your DNR number, your driver's license number. A lot of people put their DNR number. It's at the top of your fishing license. A 9-digit number, only identifiable to you, and nobody else can search it other than a DNR officer. And that number can go, on your door, below your window, however you want to put it. We see people having custom-built signs out of metal or something like that and kind of hung in their window, just as long as it's visible from the outside.
So that number is it part of your fishing license number? It has nothing to do with trailer license?
Nothing to do with the trailer license. It's at the top of your fishing license, and it's right up there, and that's just what has to be displayed. And the reason for that is just for the identification. The shelter tags that we have do have a tendency to fade, and that way, if we do have a faded shelter license, we can use that number as a backup to see whose house that is.
Okay, Larry, thanks for listening, and thanks for the call for Bill.
Yeah, bye.
All right, and Bill, let's go back to removing those fish houses too, because I know this seems to be a problem every year where DNR is reminding us, pack it in, pack it out. Don't leave your garbage behind.
Exactly. Yeah. We see everything from, a few cigarette butts to, basically bags of garbage or human waste left behind if a house has been there for a while. It's kind of really distasteful to do that, obviously, and we want to make sure that everybody packs what they brought in or out onto the lake, back off the lake with them. So it's important for the natural resources and for the image of us as sportsmen to make sure we keep our waters clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than driving down the highway and littering out of a bag, out of your vehicle window. If you're on the ice and you've got litter, don't leave it out there.
Exactly. You are correct. Yep.
I would imagine most people are pretty good, but...
Yeah, there's always a couple. A majority, 99% of the population that does a good thing and packs off, all their garbage plus some. I see a lot of people, especially this time of year when things start to thaw, that go around and pick up pop bottles or whatever when they're going to and from their fishing spot. So it's really nice to see people taking an active part in keeping our lakes clean.
Absolutely. Isn't there also something coming up? Fishing licenses, we have to have new ones now, like as of today?
Yep, new fishing licenses as of today. And kind of another change that we have starting today that's kind of important to the Otter Tail and Becker County areas. We have a list of lakes that have a new special sunfish regulation that's coming into effect starting right now. So
now, why is that?
It's part of the Quality Bluegill Initiative. Our fisheries guys have noticed a decline in the quality of bluegills on really statewide, but specifically some of these lakes that are traditionally known for producing, trophy size or bigger bluegills up around that 10-inch mark. And these regulations are reduced bag limits that hopefully we can reduce the amount of pressure on those lakes, and hopefully it'll benefit by bringing up that size of the bluegill population again.
Sure.
To that bigger size. So,
okay.
Because a lot of people don't realize that those bigger fish, those bigger bluegills, are the ones that should be should be released back into the water. They're an important part of the fisheries ecosystem as far as maintaining size, quality, and for reproducing in the bluegill population.
Interesting. Also, I think I read on KFGO.com a week or so ago, isn't there a new rule in effect regarding like a couple's fishing license?
Yes, there is. Yep. So if you purchase a combination husband-wife fishing license, the new thing for this year is if you're going to a store and you don't have your wife with, you'll be provided a voucher for her to return to the store and purchase her half of the license. She won't have to pay anything, but she'll just have to verify her information with the driver's license. And the reason for that is just to cut down on license fraud. There's people that are not husband-wife that have been using the system to purchase husband-wife angling licenses. Or the other side of things is maybe the wife or girlfriend has been purchasing fishing licenses for somebody who was revoked, have their fishing privileges revoked from multiple citations or over limits or something like that. So this is a initiative or action, I guess you could say, that was taken to hopefully cut down on that fraud.
Well, and that money raised by the licenses goes to help the fisheries.
Exactly. Yep, that goes right to the fisheries program for stocking and surveys and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and somebody just texted in too. I live on a lake. There's so much garbage left behind by anglers. We have to go around and pick it up because they leave it there. Yeah, exactly what you were saying. And pick it up when you're removing those houses. All right, Bill, if anybody wants any more information regarding, I guess, fishing regulations or hunting or whatever, what's the best way to go about that?
You can either contact your local conservation officer, get a regulations book from a local license dealer when you buy your new license, or a lot of these press releases regarding the husband-wife license change or the sunfish regulations are available on the DNR website as well.
Very good. Hey, you have yourself a great day. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good day.
You too. You take care. That's Minnesota DNR